The story opens with Kureha, a young girl, lifting a can of alcohol and taking a long sip. Sitting close beside her boyfriend Takashi, who has just turned 20, she stares at him with her big, puppy-like eyes and boldly tells him they should move in together. Takashi stiffens immediately. He knows that once she starts drinking, she becomes totally unpredictable. Is she being serious this time, or just teasing him like always? Trying to calm her down, our boy gently takes away her drink and replaces it with her favorite juice. She pouts in protest, but he knows she's only half serious. He thinks back on how it's been almost a year since they started dating. They met through the same college club, and even though she's a year older, she often acts more impulsive and emotional than he does. Still, he finds her impossible to resist. Kureha, still a bit tipsy, asks whether alcohol or living together matters more to him. Takashi starts reminding her that they're still kids, but she cuts him off, shouting confidently that he's 20 now and she's 21. They're adults, free to decide their lives. Before he can answer, she beams and says everything is solved, so they should move in together. Takashi laughs nervously, pointing out that her logic still sounds childish. Deep down, he knows she's serious about wanting to live together, yet he can't ignore the fact that they haven't even had their first kiss yet. Before he can think of a reply, she suddenly gets defensive, asking if he's calling her drunk and blaming everything on her. She's a dreamy, lovable disaster. Sigma Takashi tries to shift the topic and asks whether her parents would even allow that. To his shock, she confidently says yes, she already told them she might live with her boyfriend once he turns 20. His heart skips. He can't believe she actually talked about it at home. He starts worrying her family might be way too casual about things. He wonders what he should do with this chaotic girlfriend of his. The drunk beauty asks if he hates her, and the question hits him straight in the chest. He gently reassures her that if he hated her, he wouldn't have stayed beside her or entertained her silly moods. His soft words make her smile again. She relaxes, looking at him with the warmth that first captured his heart. Takashi realizes she always gets drunk and acts spoiled only with him, even though she's confident and composed in front of others. She texts him that she feels lonely, flips from cheerful to emotional within seconds, and somehow makes him feel like he's the entire world to her. Despite all her sudden mood swings, Takashi loves her without conditions. Still, he decides they should at least confirm everything with her parents before taking such a big step. To his shock, she immediately calls her mother to talk about it. He watches anxiously as she casually mentions living together over the phone. His heartbeat jumps when she suddenly hands him the phone, saying her mother wants to speak to him personally. Nervously, he introduces himself and admits that he has been dating Kureha for nearly 2 years. Her mother listens patiently and in a calm voice tells him to take good care of her daughter. The simple words leave him stunned. Before he can process anything, Kureha happily announces that they'll start living together starting tomorrow. Takashi tries to reason with her, saying it's still too sudden, but she looks at him with warm, gentle eyes and admits she just wants to spend more time with him. Her pure honesty makes him blush instantly. She notices it and teases him, saying he acts cute whenever he gets flustered. Then she leans closer, her gaze soft and hopeful, and asks whether he truly doesn't want to live together. He feels like a lost soldier facing those beautiful eyes. He explains that he likes the idea, but he's simply not ready yet. There are too many things he must handle: studies, part-time work, planning for graduation. He genuinely wants to be with her, but wonders how serious she actually is about moving in. He tells her honestly that he needs a little time to prepare himself. Kureha listens quietly, then smiles and promises she'll help him with everything. Her sincere words make his chest feel warm. He tries to stop her from getting too involved, but it's useless. She giggles and tells him she'll support him no matter how terrible his books are. Then, out of nowhere, she brings out his books and starts teasing him for reading strange and embarrassing stuff. Takashi's soul leaves his body as she reads the titles out loud. He was sure he hid them perfectly. With her sparkly eyes, she asks if these are the activities he wants to try with her. Our boy turns completely speechless. She teases him for liking naughty things, and even though he denies it, he can't help admiring her beautiful curves in silence. She then asks if he uses those magazines to calm himself. Mortified, he stays quiet. She tells him that if he answers honestly, the hottie will consider doing those things for him someday. Takashi sighs in relief that she isn't angry about the books. To finish his suffering, she suggests burning any book that doesn't resemble her. He tries to argue, but eventually gives up and agrees. Inside, he feels defeated as he watches his secret stash burn away. After the teasing settles, Kureha suddenly smiles sweetly and wishes him a happy birthday. The lone wolf thanks her softly, still a little embarrassed. He realizes he deserves this punishment after all. He owns adult books while having a gorgeous senpai as his girlfriend. He thinks his senpai always finds new ways to toy with him. Just when he starts to relax, she appears again, holding a drink. She insists he try alcohol for the first time. Bringing out a beginner-friendly carbonated sawa, she tells him it's perfect for newbies. Takashi thinks maybe getting a little drunk will help him forget last night's embarrassment. She hands him a glass packed with ice and a lightly sweet drink, ideal for his first sip. He gathers courage and tastes it slowly. A pleasant sweetness rolls over his tongue, followed by a gentle tingle down his throat. It's refreshing like soda, but with a sharp edge that immediately reminds him it's still alcohol. Takashi feels surprisingly energized. He actually likes it. Next, she presents a plum-flavored drink, explaining it's a classic he should remember. The soft plum taste and rich umami fill his mouth, smooth and aromatic. But the Chad inside him still thinks that no matter how good it tastes, alcohol is alcohol. Then, with a mischievous smile, she hands him another drink. She says he must try once. Takashi takes a sip and almost coughs. The flavor hits him hard. He reacts dramatically, but admits it's weirdly addictive. Kureha bursts into laughter, her voice light and sweet. She teases him that maybe soon he'll be able to handle drinks outside too. Takashi suddenly feels the room tilt a bit, his head floating. Kureha spots his goofy smile instantly. He's drunk, even though he stubbornly denies it. She giggles softly and decides to fetch water before he embarrasses himself more. But before she can move, she feels a light pull on her dress. His hand holds the fabric gently, and when she looks back, she sees a fragile, honest look in his eyes. He quietly asks if she truly likes him, the alcohol stripping away all his fear. Kureha pauses, stunned for a moment, then kneels beside him and assures him she really does, that her feelings are sincere. Our boy, drunk and emotional, asks for a kiss. As he leans in, Kureha stops him with a soft hand, saying it isn't the right moment. She wants their first kiss to be something he remembers clearly. Instead, she gives him water and stays beside him, her calm company comforting him like warm light. She tells him to wait until morning. Some moments are too precious to waste while drunk. He nods and rests his head on her lap, thinking this is how his 20th birthday ends. The scene shifts to morning. Takashi wakes with a heavy head, confusion fogging his memories. He sits there, trying to piece together what happened. Then he catches a familiar scent drifting through the apartment. Following it, he finds Kureha in the small kitchen, making breakfast. She says miso soup tastes the best the morning after drinking. When he asks, surprised, if she stayed over, she simply nods, saying she couldn't leave him alone like that. She mentions he made a promise last night. He looks puzzled. She tells him to go wash up and fix his messy hair first. The sight makes him both shy and grateful. He rushes to the mirror, startled by his wild hair, and Kureha quietly laughs, finding his panic cute. Standing before the mirror, Takashi studies his reflection. He wonders if he can ever become someone truly worthy of Kureha, someone dependable, confident, someone she could lean on. For a moment, doubt creeps in, but he forces it aside. He decides he'll grow, that he'll become the kind of man who can stand beside her without fear. When he comes back, Kureha has prepared a beautiful breakfast: eggs, soup, berries, and rice. The warm smell fills the room, making his house feel like a home. He thanks her honestly. After a moment, Takashi brings up what she mentioned earlier, the promise. Kureha pauses, then gives a small smile. She confesses that she likes teasing him, and she may have pushed him too much without realizing how easily flustered he gets. She continues gently, saying that last night he told her something straight from the heart. Takashi freezes, trying to remember. His mind runs in circles, embarrassed at what he might have said. Kureha admits she has always been afraid that if she opened up too much, he might misunderstand her, or worse, think badly of her. Her voice softens as she confesses she held back because she didn't want to seem too forward or lose his respect. She looks down, vulnerable in a way he has never seen. The poor hero, still trying to piece it together, assures her he would never think less of her. He tells her he admires everything about her, her warmth, her strength, the way she cares. The air shifts, and she leans in slightly, her eyes glowing with mischief. She tells him she might lose control and they should just do it. Takashi blinks, confused, and asks what she means. Suddenly she's close, too close, and his heart nearly jumps out as she whispers, "A kiss, obviously." She tells him not to say a word and places a finger on his lips. Then she asks if all his questions are finished. Her hands cradle his face as she kisses him softly yet deeply, pouring all her love into it. Takashi feels his world melt. Warmth floods him like never before. Time stops as they move closer. The faint aroma of miso soup lingers while their long-awaited first kiss unfolds. He finally understands what love truly feels like a factory reject Tom Cruise living his peak romance. With a dazed smile, the Chad hero says he can't win against her in anything, and everything about her feels perfect. After breakfast, Kureha gets ready to leave. She feels lighter, as if a weight she carried for years finally disappeared. She remembers her old hesitation, the fear of being misunderstood. People glance at her on the street, but she doesn't care. None of them matter. Only Takashi fills her thoughts. She realizes he's the one she always wanted. Her mind drifts back to 2 years ago, when she first noticed him at the club's welcome party. He sat quietly by himself, unaware of the warmth he carried inside. She remembers the moment their eyes met and the spark she felt instantly, a pull she couldn't explain. Smiling to herself, she whispers that she wants to live with him. It's been a few days since the idea of moving in together came up, and our hero is still unsure how things will play out. While cleaning his small apartment, his mind circles back to it again. Senpai didn't really give a clear answer when he tried asking, and nothing is final yet. Suddenly, he hears a familiar voice at the doorway. Kureha shows up again, all smiles, asking Takashi to unlock the door even though she already has a spare key. When he opens it, she walks in wearing a stunning dress, carrying a huge bag. The moment she drops it, Takashi realizes the truth. She actually brought everything needed to start living together. No jokes this time, it's happening today. Takashi struggles to process it, remembering the unexpected kiss from earlier that already shook him. She teases him for being nervous, then quietly admits she didn't bring it up earlier because she was scared that once they live together, he'll see her messy habits, her insecurities, the parts she always hides. Her honesty softens him. He silently promises to make her feel safe. Then she hands him an envelope, a letter from her mother, filled with blessings that somehow read like a warning. Before he can react, Kureha instantly switches moods, flopping onto the couch with sake bottles like she owns the place. That's just how she is, chaotic, emotional, impossible to predict. While she lounges, Takashi notices how perfectly her lipstick matches her dress. He looks away, flustered, but she catches him and teases him again, calling him her honest boyfriend. Soon, she offers him drinks, and they both pick something sweet. They raise their glasses and toast loudly to our new life together. As the alcohol starts kicking in, she begins teasing him about kissing. Takashi turns red instantly, denying everything, which only makes her tease harder. She leans closer, her body brushing his, making his heart race. She loves seeing his reactions, she says it openly. Then she lifts a strong wine toward him. When he tries to turn away, she gently stops him and whispers, "If you do that again, we won't get our sweet kiss tonight." Takashi asks if this was the sweet kiss, but Kureha denies as it was only an indirect kiss, and there is more to come. Her playful expressions return as she brings out a small box of chocolate sticks. She declares that they'll play a lighthearted game to end the night. Then she takes a choco stick between her lips and tells him to eat from the other end, slowly. Determined not to let her take charge this time, our Sigma male starts biting his way forward. With each small bite, the distance between them shortens, their noses gently brush together. Deeply in love, eyes in eyes, Senpai tells him he is doing great. Takashi says it's enough and they should stop, but she denies, and after some seconds, their lips touch. They get so consumed in that kiss that the couple forgets everything happening around. After that, Senpai leans over with a playful spark in her eyes, calling it a sweet kiss. Takashi freezes, still caught in disbelief. She jokes softly that this time, he will taste the chocolate side, but when he shyly shakes his head, she only smiles wider. Her expression turns mischievous as she promises she won't stop until she's delighted and until he's covered in the sweetness of her affection. She kisses him again and then grabs a drink. She dips the chocolate stick in the alcohol and holds it in her lips and kisses him again. Then our hero tries to stop her as she is drunk and tells her to stay calm. She admits to him that she wants to melt in his love. As he tries to get away from the alcohol, she asks if he will replace himself for what she is missing. He understands that she wants him. She tells him that if he kisses her deeply, then she will be pleased. He agrees and tries his best. He grabs her tightly, so close to him, and puts a hand on her face. She begs him to stop teasing, but he is determined. She calls his name and confesses her love. He responds with the exact words and thinks about how cute she looks. As he keeps teasing her, she calls him mean for not being more aggressive. Holding her close in his arms, he responds that she has always teased him first, and now it's finally his turn. He tells her she looks so happy, the love of his life. With the large puppy eyes, she responds that she will be happier with whatever he does. The very next second, he kisses her, he tries to make her happy and confesses his love. In his heart, he thinks that even a single kiss feels like a big step for him. Senpai tells him to stop, as she won't be able to stop herself if she continues kissing her like this. He stops, but she again kisses him while wrapping her arms around him. He stares at her move. In his heart, he thinks it doesn't matter even if Senpai asks, it'll be just a kiss. Their mouth feels sticky with alcohol and chocolate sticks. Takashi thinks they were so invested all night that they didn't have time to unpack her things. Senpai suggests skipping university classes because they are tired. Takashi asks about her attendance since he takes his classes seriously. She tells him that missing one day won't be a big deal. He nods and thinks it's his first time skipping a class, but he doesn't feel bad about it. When he glances at Senpai, he feels good about taking a break from university. He feels a sudden rush of courage and thinks he can finally ask the things he was too shy to before. Gathering his nerves, he asks if he can sleep beside her in the same bed. He tries to stay composed, but his heart easily gives in to his girlfriend's charm. She teases him about his bold question, but he quickly denies any hidden meaning. Smiling, Senpai tells him she'll join him soon and gets up to take a shower. While in the shower, she blushes as memories of the previous night flood her mind. She admits she needs a little time alone, otherwise her heart might want more than just a kiss. She knows skipping college for Takashi is selfish, yet she can't bring herself to stay away from him. Kureha feels helpless, but also determined to remain strong, because when you truly love someone, you naturally become a different version of yourself. Senpai finishes cleaning the room with a burst of energy and satisfaction. It's been 3 days since she and Takashi started living together. Takashi thinks it's taken quite some time to adjust, and even though he slept until noon the previous day, he still feels a bit dizzy. Senpai keeps teasing him playfully, leaving him completely helpless to do anything. Takashi suddenly realizes how late it's gotten, and a wave of panic hits him. 3 whole days of missed university classes, he can barely believe it himself. His mind races with worry about how he'll make up for all the work he's skipped. As both of them prepare for the day, Senpai casually slips on her shoes and asks if his friend has been covering for him. He nods, though anxiety eats at him, knowing his friend will surely interrogate him about where he disappeared to. When the scene shifts to the university, Takashi finally shows up after his long disappearance. Yu Sonoda, his best friend, spots him instantly and wastes no time teasing him. She calls him a slacker and pouts dramatically, claiming her plan to get a free meal from him is ruined now. Takashi laughs nervously, knowing exactly how much Yu loves food, and how she's the only close friend he has. Even though she's a girl, their friendship feels natural, simple, almost like hanging out with another guy. As class begins, Yu continues to press him for answers. She threatens that if his excuse isn't good enough, he owes her a full barbecue meal, but she might forgive him if he buys her dessert. Feeling cornered and unable to dodge her any longer, Takashi decides to tell the truth. He confesses he skipped classes because he wanted to spend time with Senpai. Yu freezes in disbelief and immediately screams barbecue punishment. She's half annoyed, half amused, knowing he was enjoying time with his girlfriend while she covered for him. Takashi tries to defend himself, explaining that Kureha suddenly arrived with all her belongings and moved in. Yu's eyes widen as she asks what he means by living together. Takashi repeats that they really are cohabiting now. Instead of calming down, Yu gets even more irritated, scolding him for not telling her sooner. She calls him weak and insists he probably agreed too easily. He tries to explain it wasn't intentional, everything just unfolded too quickly. Yu sighs and comments that he's always getting pushed around. Then she jokes that maybe Senpai is only staying for a short time. The idea shocks Takashi, and he immediately rejects it, refusing to accept such a thought. His sudden, loud reaction turns every head in the classroom toward him. The teacher steps in, telling them to stop causing a disturbance. Takashi apologizes and tries to relax. After class, they sit together at a restaurant. The tension fades as Takashi apologizes for raising his voice earlier. Yu gently waves it off, saying he doesn't need to apologize since she also pushed him too far. As they sip their drinks, Takashi nervously asks if she's still mad. Yu smiles softly, reassuring him that she isn't. She's not heartless, she just worries because, despite being reckless, he always means well. As they sit together in the barbecue restaurant, Takashi realizes it really is yakiniku after all. The place isn't just any ordinary barbecue spot, it's also an izakaya known for its top-tier drinks. He can't help but think that either way, it's still yakiniku, and given everything that's happened, it makes sense that they ended up here. The waiter soon arrives, setting down their beers. Yu seems excited and tells him she'll forgive everything if he treats her to an all-you-can-eat meal. Takashi sighs to himself, thinking that doesn't sound like much of a compromise. Soon, the sizzling sound of freshly grilled meat fills the air, and their table is full of delicious food. Yu asks if he's okay with eating offal, and though unsure at first, Takashi says it's fine. They both raise their glasses and clink them together, enjoying the moment. As they start eating, Yu looks at him curiously and asks how living with Senpai has been. The Chad guy, still a bit nervous, admits that it's only just begun, but it has been fun so far. Yu smirks mischievously and teases him, asking about the adult magazines he once owned. Takashi almost chokes in shock, realizing what she means. She reminds him that she had told him to leave that dirty magazine behind on purpose to see what would happen. Embarrassed, Takashi mutters that he didn't think it would go that far. Yu laughs and tells him that if anything happens, she's always willing to listen, but she expects a fair favor in return. Watching her talk so casually, Takashi smiles to himself. Despite her teasing nature, he feels entirely at ease with Yu. To him, talking to her feels just like chatting with one of the guys. At home, Takashi calls out for Kureha, but she completely ignores him. Her anger fills the room as she sits on the sofa, refusing to even look at him, while Takashi kneels on the floor in front of her, feeling tense and guilty. Kureha glares at him with frustration, furious that her boyfriend secretly went out for yakiniku with another girl. He tries to explain himself, but before he can, she snaps again, reminding him that he even drank alcohol. Her voice sharpens as she questions if he really drank with another girl. He's shocked that she figured it out just from noticing one glass. Trying to calm her down, Takashi nervously asks what he can do to make her forgive him. Kureha, still sulking but with a drink in hand, declares that she won't kiss him until he sobers up. She tells him he'll spend the entire day reflecting on his mistake. Takashi freezes in disbelief, unable to process what she just said. For someone who's always the first to ask for kisses, this is entirely unlike her. Kureha insists she's serious, and Takashi kneels, apologizing, saying a full day of punishment is too much. She stays firm, telling him he needs to reflect. He grumbles that all he did was get dragged to a restaurant and have one drink, never expecting her to be this angry. When he nervously asks if the punishment will get worse, she reminds him seriously that he's her boyfriend and should never forget it. Takashi stares in shock, wondering what on earth she's planning. He wonders if this is really supposed to be a punishment. When Kureha teasingly asks if he wants to continue, he stammers that this punishment is supposed to make him suffer. Takashi feels trapped in what he calls lifelong torture. His mind burns with desire, and he wants nothing more than to kiss her. When he tries to call her name, his voice trembles, but she only smirks and teases him, noticing his struggle.